Chag Sameach Narsli family. We're about to enter the festival Shavuot, and thank you for joining us this evening for our special Yizkor service for Shavuot. The format of this evening's service is that I will give the pre-Yizkor sermon, followed by some of the communal Kel Moles. I will then hand over to Chazan Avrami, who will once again recite a special Kel Male Rachamim for those who have perished during this terrible coronavirus crisis. We're still in this country quite far behind many other countries in getting out of the crisis, getting out of the lockdown, and returning to life as usual, returning to work, returning to shul, returning to socialization. One of the greatest countries of the current crisis is our beloved state of Israel. Israel has managed to ease through, managed to keep people safe, to save lives. Just this week, the head of the Jewish Agency, Isaac Herzog, says that he expects that there will be, following coronavirus, the next wave of aliyah to the state of Israel. Why? Because there have been terrible tragedies during coronavirus, but there are also knock-on effects. There are economic effects. There will be people who tragically are out of work. And yet Israel has managed to maintain its economics, it's managed to maintain a way of life that will be able to support our brothers and sisters in the months and years ahead, and it'll be very enticing for people to make aliyah and be able to survive and be able to feed their families and be able to have a good life. But I want to suggest today to you friends, a completely different reason. He's right that we are about to experience the next wave of aliyah, but not because of why Isaac Herzog thinks we're coming, but for a completely, almost converse reason. On Shavuot, we read about Ruth. Elimelech and Naomi are the leaders of the community in Israel, and yet there's a famine in the land, and they leave with their two sons. They go off to Moab, and they're not wanting. They have livestock with them, they have possessions, but they leave because they don't want to be in the country where there's so much poverty. They don't want to have their door knocked on every day and every night. And so they leave to stay in their own comfort zone. But of course, that's not the way that a leader should act, and they should have stayed there. And so slowly but surely we find at the beginning of the book of Ruth, they lose everything. They lose their possessions. Elimelech himself dies. The two sons, Machlon and Chilion, they marry Moabite wives, Ruth and Orpah, and then they later die. Naomi realizes that she has nothing left, and it's time to return to the land of Israel. Her daughters-in-law say, "We would like to come with you." And she says, "Why would you want to come? I'm penniless. There is no reason. I'm going back a pauper." Orpah heeds her words and returns to her parents' home. But Ruth insists, "Whither thou goest, I shall go. Thy God is my God." And she insists on returning with Naomi back to the land of Israel. Why does she go? What was it about what Naomi said that wasn't entirely correct? When Naomi said, "I have nothing, I am returning with nothing," she forgot one essential, the most essential thing that she was bringing back with her. It was Ruth herself. Clearly, the divine plan all along had been for the family to come to Moab and to find Ruth and bring her back. Here she was, the greatest treasure of all that she was bringing back to the land of Israel. Ruth would later become the great-great-grandmother of King David and ultimately Mashiach. What a greater treasure than that could Naomi have found to bring back with her. She was by no means absent of any worldly great possessions. She was bringing back the prized possession of Ruth. Friends, Isaac Herzog might think that there will be a great wave of people who are wanting, and that's why they're coming back to the land of Israel. That's what Naomi thought. But really, Naomi was the one to bring back with her to Israel the greatest gift. I was speaking to a young man in our congregation earlier this week who said that his company has given him the Twitter option. What's the Twitter option? Well, we know that first Facebook and Google said to their employees that they're welcome to stay home until the end of the year. Twitter took it a step further. They said, we have been able to do business even with our employees at home. And so going forward, if our employees want to work from home, then they're welcome to. This young man had the same offer from his employer. He was told, going forward, the employees of our company are welcome to come into the office, or they're welcome to continue to work from home. And he says to himself, well, if I'm working from home anyway, I could be living anywhere. I could fulfill my lifelong dream of Aliyah. And he told me that they're seriously considering, he and his wife and his family, of making Aliyah, continuing to work for his company here, but working from home in the state of Israel. And I think, friends, that that's what we're going to see very soon, a whole new wave of Aliyah, not because people are wanting, but because there are the Ruths, those who have gathered the wealth of the exile of the diaspora and are bringing it, just like we came out of exile in Egypt and we were redeemed with the great wealth. There will be this great wealth from the world that will continue to be part of the state of Israel, because this is what Naomi has brought with her. We, our ancestors, have now found the Ruths of the world, many of our generation, who will return to Israel, not because they need, but because they are providing, and they're coming willingly, and they're coming in a state of great prosperity. Physical, spiritual prosperity by choice. We're about to recite Yizkor. It's at this moment that we turn to the previous generation, to the Naomis. We turn our eyes heavenward and we look to our parents, our forebears, and we reassure them that their sacrifices, the great lengths that they went to during their sojourn in this exile, in this world, were not for naught. They have achieved great things. They are coming back. They're in heaven now, but they have brought back a Ruth with them. Each of us needs to demonstrate to our parents that we are the Ruths, that we are the greatest gift, that everything that they did, everything they sacrificed for was worth it. The jewels, the diamonds that they've created, we are there. It's this festival, Shavuot, that they could have remained in heaven, but they came down into this world to be a link in that chain, a link in the chain from Sinai all the way to themselves, to us, and please God, to generations to come. It's that commitment that we make today, that we tell our loved ones, our parents, our siblings, our spouses, Rahman al-Islam, our children, all of our loved ones who have passed on, that their lives had purpose, their lives had meaning. We are here to continue their life's mission, that we will be there for them. We will continue to bring light, to be able to bring life, to be able to make their investment, their spiritual investment, their divine work in this world, all worth it. Let us begin Yizkor now and remember that we are the link in the chain, that as much as we are praying for them, they are praying for us and rooting for us, that we will do the right thing and that our loved ones, in turn, will be there as links in the chain and praying for us in the next generation. We begin the Yizkor with the memorial prayer for the 6 million who perished in the Shoah. El Malei Rachamim Shechen Bamrimim Hamsehei Menucha Nechen Al Kanfei Shechina B'Mahalais Kedoshim Otarim Kazai Harakia Masirim Es Nishmais Sheshes Millionei Achenu V'Achyeseinu Akdoshim Atarim Shehumso V'Shenehergo V'Shenishchato V'Shenisrafo V'Shenitbo V'Shenechnaku Al Kiddush Hashem Al Yidei Hatzarim Hanatzim Yemach Shemam V'Zichram Bavur Shanu Mispalim Bad Eloi Nishmoiseham Gan Eden Taim Nuchosaham Lachein Balachaminim Yasrem Ziznofov Lelamim Yitzhar Chaim Nishmoiseham Adonai Hunachosaham Yanucho B'Shalom Al Nishmoiseham and I'm Amen. Memorial prayer for the fallen heroes of the Israel Defense Forces and victims of terror. God, full of mercy, who dwells on high, grant fitting rest on the wings of the divine presence. In the heights of the holy, the pure, and the brave, who shine like the radiance of heaven. To the souls of the holy ones who fought in any of Israel's battles, in clandestine operations, and in Israel's defense forces, who fell in battle in terrorist atrocities and who sacrificed their lives for the consecration of God's name for the people and the land. And for this, we pray for the ascent of their souls. Therefore, Master of compassion, shelter them in the shadow of your wings forever and bind their souls in the bond of everlasting life. The Lord is their heritage. May the Garden of Eden be their resting place. May they rest in peace and may their merit stand for all Israel. May they receive their reward at the end of days, and let us say Amen. In loving memory of former chief rabbis and former ministers of Hampstead Garden Suburb Synagogue. El Malei Rachamim Shechen Bamrimim Hamsehei Menucha Nechen Al Kanfei Shechina B'Mahalais Kedoshim Otarim Kazai Harakia Masirim Es Nishmais Myra Reino Rav David Ben Shlomo Kohen Shiv Myra Reino Rav Shlomo Ben Tzvi Herschel Myra Reino Rav Nasan Ben Reino Mordechai Kohen Adla Myra Reino Rav Naftali Ben Reino Rav Nasan Kohen Adla Myra Reino Rav Yosef Tzvi Ben Shmar Yehudas Myra Reino Rav Hasar Yisrael Ben Uriah Brody Myra Reino Rav Hasar Yisrael Ben Yoel Jacobovitz Harav Yitzchak ben Harav Yaakov Halevi Levi, Harav Chaber Tzvi ben Shlomo Bornstein, Harav Yisrael ben Moshe Tzvi Weinstock, Adayin Meir Shalom ben Harav Yisrael Yosef Luhu, Harav Yitzchak Yoel ben Shlomo Levi Bernstein, Hashat Sameir ben Harav Yeshayahu, Nasan Freilich, Shalchu Loilamam, Lachein Balarachamim, Yasrem Zeknokor Lelamim, Vitzor Chaim is Nishmoiseham, Adonai Hu Nachlasaham, Ve'anucho V'Shalom Al Nishmoiseham, V'Naimar Amen. And memorial prayer for those who died fighting in the two world wars and in subsequent conflicts. God full of mercy, who dwells on high, grant fitting rest on the wings of the divine presence, in the heights of the holy and the pure, who shine like the radiance of heaven, to the souls of our brothers and sisters who risk their lives in defending this country in 2 world wars and other conflicts, who have gone to their eternal home. We beseech you, Master of compassion, shelter them in the shadow of your wings forever, and bind their souls in the bond of everlasting life. The Lord is their heritage. May they rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. We know that we recite Yizkor on those festivals where we read the Torah and offer gifts, contributions to the temple and to communal life. We have just completed our Torah reading just earlier. Thank you to Jeremy Friedman for a splendid Torah reading, to Louis Gershon for the Haftarah, to Rabbi Andrew Davis for the second Haftarah. And we recite Yizkor in combination with the contributions that we're giving. Once again, I take this opportunity to ask you, to appeal to you, to please give generously to our appeal, our Shavuot appeal that we have annually for Jewish care. We need PPE more than ever. We need your donations, as well as Nefesh that has stepped up helping our community. Please do give generously. We need you to go to our Shul page or our Facebook page, click on the link, give generously. I wish you Chag Sameach, and I now turn to Chazan Avrami, who will continue with the Yizkor service.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to begin with a memorial prayer in loving memory of those who passed away from coronavirus. Hilmoni rachamim shochein b'meromim hametzei menachonechona al kanafei hashechina b'ma'alos kadoshim utorin kazohar Orokia Maziri Eseni Shemos Eile Shenifku al Yedei Magifas Corona Vesheholechu Liyailama Rachamim Yastireim Besisering Lechalomim Vitzeror Chamis Nishmosam Adonai Hunachalasam Vyonuchu B'Shalom Namishkavosehem V'noyem We move now onto the Yizkor service. I begin on page 16 and 17 in your booklets. Adonai ma'adon v'teidoehu ben enosh v'techashvehu. Lord, what is man that you care for him, or mortal man that you think of him? Man is like a breath. His days are like a passing shadow. In the morning he flourishes and sprouts afresh. In the evening he withers and dries up. Teach us to number our days aright, that we may get a heart of wisdom. Consider the blameless and observe the upright, for there is a future for the man of peace. But God will redeem my soul from the grasp of the grave, for he will take me to himself forever. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. For the dust returns to the earth as it was, but the spirit returns to God who gave it. But I in righteousness shall behold your face. When I awake, I shall be satisfied with seeing your likeness. Father of mercy, in whose hands are the souls of the living and the dead, may your consolations cheer us as we remember On this Yom Tov, our beloved and honored kinsmen who have gone to their eternal rest. We think of our parents, the crown of our head and our glory, whose desire it was to guide us in the good and righteous way, to teach us your commands and precepts, and to instruct us to do justice and to love kindness. We pray you, O Lord, grant us strength to remain faithful to their charge while the breath of life is within us. So may their souls find repose in the land of true life, beholding your beauty and delighting in your goodness. And now, O good and beneficent God, what shall we say? What shall we utter? Our needs are many, we cannot declare them. Shame covers us as often as we think of all the benefits you have bestowed on us. O turn this day in love and in mercy to the prayers of your servants who pour out their souls before you. May your loving kindness not depart from us. Give us our daily bread and let us not be in need of the gifts of men. Remove from us care and sorrow, distress and fear, shame and contempt. Strengthen us in our reverence for you and invigorate us through your perfect Torah. Grant us the privilege to bring up our children that they may keep your commandments and perform your will all the days of their life. O God, take us not away in the midst of our days. Let us complete in peace the number of our years. Truly, we know that our strength is frail and that you have made our life a few handbreadths long. Help us, our God, our Redeemer, to live faithfully and blamelessly before you during the years of our sojourn on earth. And when our end draws near and we depart this world, be with us. And may our souls be bound up in the bond of life with the souls of our parents and all our loved ones, and of the righteous who are ever with you. Amen. Amen. Yizkor. I pray that the memory of your loved ones continues to be a blessing for you over this Yom Tov and, in fact, every day. We continue now on page 28 in your Yizkor booklets, Michtam LeDavid. Michtam LeDavid, Shomereni Eile Ki Chasisi Bach. Omart l'Adonai, Adonai Ata Tov V'Siman Olecha. Likdoshim Asher B'Oretz Heima, V'Yadirei Kol Chefzivam. Yirbu Atzvosom Acher Mahoru Balasich Niskeihem Midom, Uvalesoes Shemosam Al Sefosai. Adonai Manos Chalki V'Chosi, Ata Tomich Goroli, Chavolim Nofluni Bani Mimafna Chalos Shoferoloi. Avorei Ches Adonai Asher Yosoni Afleilos Yiseruni Chilioisoi. Shivisi Adonai lenegdi samin ki mimini balemot. Lochein somach libi v'yogel kavodi af besori yishkon lo vetach. Ki lo zazov nafshi lishol lo sitin chasid choliros shochas. Todien yorachayim sovas malchus esponecha naimos biminecha netzach. That concludes the Yizkor service for this pre-Yom Tov. Wishing everyone Chag Sameach and a very good Yom Tov to you all.